Paradox is an ongoing question or problem that has no conclusion. Paradoxes are thought experiments characterized by contradictions or dilemmas that are logically devised to go against the logic itself. Since the ancient times, philosophers have been introducing paradoxes to challenge the way of thinking. Here are 6 most popular ones. Number 6. The lawyer's paradox. There was a student called Theseus who wanted to learn laws but he did not have money to pay for his tuitions. Then he approaches a professor and implored him to teach him the fundamentals of law, and he would pay him when he would win his first case in the court of law. The professor agreed and made an agreement upon it. The professor taught him everything he needed to learn. Anyhow, Theseus fared well in the examination and became a lawyer, but afterwards he never fought a case in the court until the professor sued him for not paying the tuition fees. The professor claimed, "If I win the case, Theseus will have to pay my fees as per the court's order. Even if I lose the case, still he will have to pay me as per the terms of the agreement, because Theseus gets to win his first case." So it's a win-win situation for the professor.
Wait a minute!
Then Theseus claims, "If I win the case, I don't have to pay anything as per the court's order. Even if I lose, the agreement stands valid, and I don't have to pay anything as I get to lose my first case." Their statements create a contradiction, and the case remains unsolved. Number 5. Smulian's paradox. 3 friends named as John, David and Tom were going through a desert for adventure purpose. However, John and David did not like Tom, and they both made their independent plans to murder Tom. John mixed poison in Tom's water bottle that David did not know, and David made a hole in the same bottle so that the water would flow out and Tom would die of dehydration. Then they left for different directions. Tom was then found dead. Police came, made investigations, and nabbed David and John, who started blaming each other. John claimed that Tom had not drunk the poisonous water, so he was not the killer. David argued that he saved Tom from drinking the water, or else Tom would have readily died. Well, they both are imprisoned for their conspiracies, but question arises, who is the killer? Number 4. The unstoppable force paradox. Once there was a merchant who was selling some of his best weapons, including a spear and a shield. When a customer asked him about those two, he claimed that the spear was so sharp that it could pierce through any object in the world. Likewise, the shield was said to be the rock solid, and nothing could ever penetrate it. If this is all true, then what happens when the spear strikes the shield? This paradox is also known as irresistible force paradox, when Thor's hammer collides with Captain America's shield. Number 3. Theseus ship paradox. Meet Theseus, and here is his ship. Over time, he replaces the damaged pieces. Now, is this the same ship? Of course, 1 or 2 pieces never matter. Now, over the years, he goes on replacing all the pieces. Now, this ship is entirely made of new materials. Is this still the same ship? Let's take it to a different level. Now, imagine he has collected all the pieces and constructed an identical ship. Now, which one is the original ship? The old one that has no old piece, or the new one that has no new piece? This question becomes even more interesting if we replace the ship with our body. Our body replaces all the cells roughly over 7 years. If that is the case, what then makes you, you? Number 2. Pinocchio's paradox. Pinocchio, as you may know, is a fictional Disney character who is cursed with a spell that makes his nose grow every time he tells a lie. But then what happens if he mutters the phrase, "My nose will grow now"? If it grows, then the phrase has to be a lie. But while it grows, the phrase becomes true. But if the phrase becomes true, why does the nose grow at the first place? The more you think, the more confused you will be. Number 1. The unexpected hanging paradox. It is the most complicated one. A judge sentences a prisoner that he will be hanged on a weekday during the coming week. He tells the prisoner that the execution will come as a surprise to him, and he will not know the day of the hanging until the executioner knocks on his door that day. He tries to figure out what the judge has told him, and after a while he excitedly starts jumping up and down, claiming that he will escape his death sentence. He first concludes that the surprise hanging cannot take place on Friday, because if he has not already been hanged by Thursday, then it can only occur on Friday, which would not be a surprise. He then concludes that the hanging cannot take place on Thursday either, as Friday has already been eliminated, and if he has not been hanged by Wednesday, the hanging must occur on Thursday, which would not be a surprise either. Using the same logic, he deduces that the surprise hanging can also not eventuate on Wednesday, Tuesday, or Monday. So he believes that he will escape his punishment. Upon the prisoner's complete surprise, the executioner knocks on his door on Wednesday, and everything the judge has said comes true. There are hundreds of papers on this paradox, but no consensus yet. The judge has assured him that the hanging will be a surprise, and the prisoner believes that the hanging cannot be a surprise. The executioner then surprises him with an unexpected knock.